that's fine.
So, we started a project at school of what you mentioned, and we had to interview someone
Okay.
that we want to look up to. And me and all the ones we want to be engineers, mechanical engineers when we grow up. So, we wanted to interview you.
Okay.
And just want to ask a few questions. So, our first question was it challenging getting to where you are now?
It was challenging to get here, mostly in the automotive field. So when I started being an engineer, I knew at a young age I wanted to be an engineer. I was always tinkering with stuff, taking things apart.
Yeah.
But as I went through college and actually pursued a career in engineering, there wasn't a lot of opportunities in the automotive aftermarket. That's really where I wanted to be. I wanted to work on cars.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be an engineer for cars, and there's not a lot of opportunities for that. So I started out working in the aerospace environment, and I worked on airplanes did a number of years engineering in that field, and then I worked in the motorhome industry for 4 or 5 years because it was the closest thing I could find to working on cars. And then once I got into the realm of working on automotive product, my career really changed, and it really became something I enjoyed more than something I struggled with going to work every day.
Yeah. So that was so you already knew what you had in mind to do later.
Oh yeah, growing up, my dad and I always worked on cars together. We were car people, and my dad's a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
But he's an ME. He does fire sprinklers for a living. So he makes good money, but he doesn't really enjoy what he does. And I wanted to look forward to what I did every day, going to work.
Okay.
What were some of the influences you had when you were in high school?
Well, to me, some of the biggest influences on me was my father. Because he's an ME, and he pursued a career in mechanical engineering, having that somebody in my life who was also an automotive enthusiast. So we restored a lot of older vehicles, and we approached them from a very engineering point of view. And so we would figure out what the best solutions were, and we would talk about why some of my solutions as a younger person weren't necessarily the right path. And we would discuss engineering practices and what was a good engineering practice. And then as I became older, I learned a lot more and started applying some of those practices. But the other people that really influenced me were some of the Art Arfons, who was really did a lot of the stranger jet cars and drag cars that were that kind of thing. Those people, Mickey Thompsons of the world, where he did land speed racing and he did fast cars, a lot of fast cars, but he really did some engineering outside the box thinking. I always really appreciated those gentlemen.
So, through all the stuff that you went through, do you consider yourself successful up to this day?
Oh yeah, I think I'm very successful at what I do. I've done some really nifty projects throughout the years that I really am grateful I even had a chance to work on.
You get a lot of opportunities.
There's a lot of opportunities here. I started here doing cast products, so I did a lot of differential covers and exhaust manifolds and those types of things. And I've moved on to some other departments. I'm doing more of the tubular products, the exhaust systems now. And I've worked in a number of different groups where I've worked with the turbocharger group, developing turbochargers, and I've worked with the air intake group, helping to develop air intake systems. So there's a lot of opportunities here.
Is there any major project that you're working on right now?
One of the big projects that I'm working on right now is for the BMW X6M, and it's a 580 horsepower, all-wheel drive car that has a very well-engineered exhaust system from the factory, but I'm trying to make it sound better and perform better. And so it's going to be a challenge for me. I'm in the early stages of development, and hopefully we'll have my first working prototype next week, and then we'll see how well I did and what I need to modify and change.
So it's a car, a turbo drive?
Yeah, it's a twin turbo V8, 4.4 liters, I believe, and it's a very powerful car. Yeah, so to try to improve upon it is difficult. I mean, they do a lot of research and development at the get-go to make power on a well-engineered German car is tough.